I feel like I'm just making this video to get this out of the way, because I feel like in the next few years, like if I keep doing this, people are going to be asking me left and right, what equipment do I use? And I mean, maybe this will change. I hope it doesn't, because I really like this setup. But I thought that I should just make this video right now, just to clear some things up for now, and to not have to say this again in the future. I'll link everything in the description in case you want to buy it all at once and become broke. This here is my M-Audio Keystation 61 Mark III keyboard. It has 61 velocity sensitive keys, so you can tap as soft or as loud as you want. We've got some buttons and sliders over here. These two buttons that light up control the octave. They can also control the transpose mode. They can do that too. The two knobs over here control pitch and modulation. So modulation sometimes does things. For this piano plugin, it doesn't, so I don't really have an example, and I'm too lazy to show you one. Of course, this knob over here, closest to the camera right now, is the volume knob. And these buttons here on the top mostly control MIDI functions. I don't usually use them. I'll probably never use them. But it only works for certain plugins, mostly the ones that come with Logic, and I'll explain that in a second. But this is my MacBook Pro. It's an awesome machine. The software that I'm running right now is called Mainstage. And Mainstage is a live performance environment for Logic Pro. It basically is a list of every single virtual instrument that I want to use all in one giant a little column over here. I have them assigned by category right now, so we have some drums, we have percussion, bass, keyboards, synths, organs, and some horns. Most of the plugins that I use come with Logic, but some of them come from different sources across the web. I have taken plugins from many sources across the internet. I don't really have a visual for it, but some of them I've taken from That Worship Sound. They have a giant library of free plugins that you can just download and load straight into Mainstage. There's nothing that you have to really do a workaround for. Some of them I've loaded in from Contact, which has large libraries of free stuff that you can just use, instruments that you can tweak and screw around with if you want. I don't have that many, mostly just because I'm using the free stuff, but they have a lot of stuff you can buy and just import right into Mainstage if you want. A lot of their sounds sound really good, so I also have a lot of plugins that come from Arturia and Analog Lab, which is a complete other software, but they have a few plugins and instruments that I think sound really nice, so I've just imported them right into Mainstage. Some of them are from Analog Lab 4, some of them are from 5. I just have both of them, so I've imported them both. The piano sound that I use is called Model D Piano. It is also an Arturia product, and it sounds really nice, just this. It's really nice sounding, it's really realistic. I definitely recommend it if you want a really good piano sound. I used to use piano sounds that came with Logic, but I honestly think that this is much better than that. And lastly, the place that everything goes to in the end, this is a Boss RC505 loop station. There are 5 channels, each of them can be overdubbed a lot of times. I think for each track there's like 12 hours of space. The two knobs on the left and right here control input effects and track effects. The input effects control everything that comes into the looper as an input. And of course, once I lay a track down, that knob over there controls the track effects for the tracks that are already registered. The knobs here control all of the tracks starting and stopping, undoing overdubs if I want, tapping the tempo, and putting on a metronome, which you guys can't hear, but I can in my headphones. This knob over here controls the mic, this is an instrument that I've plugged in, and this is the output for my headphones. And of course, these knobs are faders. They control the volume of each individual track physically. I've connected the looper to my computer via USB. It basically acts as its own audio interface. I don't need to get a separate audio interface. It just, works with the one USB cable. I did it like this on my old laptop, and it's exactly the same on my new laptop. So the USB cable basically takes the audio from the laptop, routes it into the looper, and then takes the looper audio and makes it into an input that I can use in stuff like OBS, which is what I use to record these videos. The camera that I use basically all the time now is a Logitech C920 HD webcam, which these videos aren't always in 1080p, but you know, it records in decent quality. I'd recommend it more than the C270 that I used to use. Recording in OBS and performing my songs are both done on the same laptop, which I don't know if that's a bad thing, but you know, I'm gonna keep doing it as long as it works. I also stream using this laptop. I use OBS to record, but I use Restream to stream. It's just an online live streamer. I don't need any software to use it. I used to use OBS, but I had some problems streaming from OBS, and I found that Restream has done me some very good quality streams, so I don't think I'm going to switch anytime soon. So basically, I have my plugins and instruments on my laptop. I play them using my keyboard. That audio signal gets sent to the looper, where I can loop it and do whatever I want with it on the looper. That is the most basic form of my setup. Of course, there's a lot more going on in all of the different parts of this. And I probably haven't even explained everything that I have going on. I have so much on my laptop that I haven't really gone through. I could make a video where I go through every plugin. There are a lot of settings on the looper that I could go in depth on. My keyboard, I pretty much said everything. This is the most basic piece of equipment I have. So, I don't know. For all of you wondering what my equipment was, that's what it is.